Hello and welcome to the show. My name is Matt Zeffi, and I haven't posted on the River People podcast in quite some time. It is 2021, and it's been about a year or two since I've posted. I have a long list of distinguished guests that I would like to have on this show and share their experiences with you, and it's going to be a really fantastic journey, so it's a perfect time to get subscribed or to follow along for the ride. In this episode, I'm sitting down with Caso, who is a podcast producer and also a videographer, a very talented one at that. We talked about producing a podcast, and we also got into a little bit about social media algorithms, which seems to have taken the world by storm, and it's the topic of conversation for many of us. So really great show ahead, and I'm looking forward to bringing a bunch of new shows to you, so stay tuned for that. This is River People, a podcast for doers. What's up, guys? Welcome to River People, a podcast for doers. Today I am with Caso, who is a creative from the New York area, actually Westchester, New York, to be more specific. I'm going to turn the floor over to you. Just introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about what you do and who you are.
What's up, people? I am Chris. I'm a podcast producer, and yeah, so that's what I do, and I make other video clips, and I do a bunch of other stuff, like with video and design, but yeah, that's like kind of it.
Awesome. How'd you get started in that kind of field?
I've been making videos for a while, and then I just got lucky and stumbled upon a tweet and replied to it. And that's how I got my podcast job.
But like, even as far as college and
how did I get into it then?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just kind of always enjoyed it, as with you, I assume. I don't know. I've always kind of been drawn to it. I remember just like in the early Instagram days, just like being on it and just like watching, following cool people and like seeing what they release. I was just like in awe of it. I was like, yeah, I'll do that.
Absolutely. What was your first job was with LA Rams. How was that experience?
It was cool. It was a lot, but it was really cool. Working in sports is very, very demanding, we'll say. So it's nothing like I'll probably ever do in my life, but it was a great experience, and it taught me a lot of things that I still use to this day.
What was like the one biggest lesson you pulled from that?
Just being OCD about gear and keeping stuff clean and having everything organized. And I hated it at the time that we had to do it, but I'm happy. I'm so happy about it because now I have my stuff clean. I always wrap wires properly. I don't know. It's just like what I do now. So I'm very happy about that.
I think there's a lot to be said about that because a lot of people just throw things in the bag and they're done for the day.
Yeah.
What was it like? You've grown up on the East Coast for, most of your life, all of your life. What was it like going to the other side of the country?
It was wild. It's very different over there. It was, California is awesome. So it was just like a whole nother world. Everything's different. People are different. People talk different. Handshakes are different. It's like, it seems like the same on the outside, but once you kind of talk to people, it's very different, but in a good way, not in like a bad way. Yeah.
Would you ever go back?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
When?
I don't know. If the opportunity presents itself, I would love to, but I've kind of set my footing in New York for now, but I mean, hopefully one day that could change. I'd love to live back there, but I don't know. I just always had a mindset of coming home. I think if I had kind of not had that, I probably would have stayed there, but Yeah.
I feel like there's always like once you get your footing somewhere, and then you have to wait until clients are willing to like pay you to travel outside of wherever your footing is, which I don't think takes too long, but still it's like you have your whole base here. You might as well. Yeah. That's why I don't know, like I would like to leave New York oftentimes, especially when it's winter and it's freezing out like it is now. But and when it's as locked down as it is right now, I think it's, a little depressing. Yeah. But you know.
But I don't know. I love New York. I'm very excited moving out soon. So
yeah,
very excited to just be a part of that.
It's a tough but interesting place to live. I'm not sure if there's anywhere like it on Earth. I hate when people like compare everything to New York. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, it just irritates me. I think all the states have like one unique thing about them. I mean, there's some somewhat irrelevant ones, but
yeah.
With California, at least, I feel like every other YouTube video I'm seeing on my feed is like why I'm leaving California.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, the state is just kind of in an interesting spot. But the thing, everyone's leaving because none of the reasons why they're there they can do. So they're like, all right, I'm out.
What are your thoughts on that? Like, everybody's kind of able to work from home now, and kind of gives you free will to really go anywhere or work from anywhere. Do you work from home at all? I know you were going in to shoot the podcast and record.
So I was working from home before this started. Well, I go in once a week whenever we record or whenever I have shoots in the city or whatever. So I'll go in for that, and then I work from home mainly. I mean, yeah, it's fine. It's work from home.
Working from home hasn't been terrible. And I live alone here, so it's quite nice.
Yeah.
Nobody tells me that I can't put up a massive light dome in the middle of the living room or just move the couch out of the way. But so, yeah. But I personally have never stopped having to go into work except for like actually working in the office. Like, I don't edit in the office, which right before like all this hit, I was thinking of ways that I could eventually work from home and like edit from home. Like, so I just felt like I always should be editing from home anyways. There's no reason to be anywhere else unless I'm filming. So it kind of worked out that way anyways.
Yeah.
In a very bad way though, but an extreme way.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Has its ups and downs.
Yeah, it's just some days it's great and you're happy to be there, but some days you just wake up on the wrong side of the bed and you're just not too thrilled about it. So
what would you say is the biggest challenge that you guys face producing a podcast?
The biggest challenge.
And you know what? Also, I'm very curious about what would you say is like the difference? Because I feel like there's a lot of differences, but between creating a podcast versus like being a YouTuber, and like really what I'm referring to is the platforms, because I feel like those are so different between.
Well, so we're also on YouTube as well. So I mean, it kind of.
That's true.
What's the difference between those? I don't know, because I mean, I cut the videos for YouTube. I switch them, and so they're for YouTube too. Do you mean like more longer form videos, opposed to like short stuff?
Do you have to do anything different for like? Well, I guess you're making those clips for YouTube, so that would be something different as opposed to like Apple Podcasts and wherever it's released audibly.
So I just upload full episodes to YouTube. We stopped doing clips because they weren't doing as well on YouTube.
Really?
But yeah, I still make clips for socials and stuff.
Do you think it's too late to start a podcast in 2021? Or nowadays in general?
No. I don't think it's never too late to do anything. I mean, just because you start this thing and it doesn't blow up into be a big podcast, by starting a podcast and meeting other people in the space, you can kind of navigate through other things that you might like to do, or find people who need things that you can work for them. Or I think just whatever you're trying to get into, just kind of emulate. Like, say you want to like work for a podcast, like start making your own podcast, start making clips and doing things that you would do for someone else. And that's like a way in the industry. And if you want to be the biggest podcast, then look at all the other big podcasts and do what they do. I mean, kind of sucks to hear that. Or not sucks to hear that, but it's just kind of tough to hear. But just put in the work to get their production level the same and kind of learn the algorithms and what people are doing right, and just bring it up.
All right. Do you think that you guys edit your podcast down, right? Like, do you cut it? You don't cut anything out?
Like sometimes someone will go too far with a joke, or
can't even imagine.
not really. I rarely ever have to cut, or if there's breaks, we do ads and stuff. I'll literally talk into the mic and be like, "Hey, Chris, put the ad here," or something like that. But very minimal cutting is done.
Very cool. That's like Joe Rogan. I think someone told him that his podcasts were too long at first.
Meanwhile, so he just made them longer now.
Yeah, they're like the ones now are like up to 4 hours.
Yeah, 3.5 hours for everyone.
Literally insane.
Like, yeah,
and I'll eat the whole thing up.
Will you? Oh man, I can't even get.
There's some that I've definitely watched
yeah.
the whole thing. Yeah, a few. Like I couldn't watch the Kanye one. I think I quit it after like.
Yeah, I was about halfway. Could only get through halfway.
I don't even think I got that far.
Damn.
Here's a controversial question. What do you think about playing podcast? Well, I guess it doesn't really apply to your podcast. I feel like it would be weird to play it back like in double speed or 1.5 times speed.
What's wrong with? Why is that controversial? I mean, I don't do it now anymore, but I used to for a long time. Well, like editing it.
Editing, you'd no,
or playing it or listening back.
Yeah, like just consuming.
So I always used to hate it, but then I started making it, and then to speed things up, I used to listen to it on faster, and then I understand why people do that. I think it's also the type of podcast you're listening to. Like I think it would be kind of weird if you did it with our podcast because it's like comedy but like if you're listening to like informative things and trying to catch up on stuff, I think that's totally fine.
Yeah.
Because you're just getting information. The timing doesn't really mean anything.
So you do that yourself?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
No.
Some people do it with YouTube videos.
Oh, I do it with YouTube videos. Like if I'm watching a tutorial or anything, just 7 minutes.
Depends on the presenter, really, if they're from New York or not.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do that with some things. Audible, which I recently got a subscription to, I have been doing that, but I can't do too much because then I don't retain enough of the information. I think that's like the controversial part. Like some people say you don't retain enough, but maybe you return just enough where it's worth it and you're saving time. So
also some stuff is not meant to retain everything. You're just you're doing other stuff. Even if you don't listen to it on double speed, you're gonna miss stuff.
Absolutely,
you're doing other stuff in your life.
Yeah. Let's talk about algorithms. Do podcasts, just out of curiosity, do they have like the same, like Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all those platforms? Do they have similar algorithms or anything like that? No, right? It's kind of weird.
What do you mean by that? There is no real, because there's no feed. No, there's no feed.
But there is a Discover page, though.
Yeah.
I think.
Is there?
Most of them do.
I'm not sure how you get on that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think you just get popular enough and they put you on there.
When you subscribe to someone, they notify them when you post, right?
Podcast goes live, yeah.
See, like everything should be like that still.
What do you mean?
I just feel like that if you subscribe to a podcast, you should be notified like when they release a new one, which I think like
Yeah.
So it should be that way for YouTube and other platforms.
They have that.
You're not Oh, I guess they do, but it's just an extra step. Like, in addition to subscribing, you have to turn on the notifications.
Yeah, but what if you don't want? I subscribe to a ton of people I don't want notifications.
Why do you subscribe to them then?
Because there's certain people, like whenever Peter McKinnon uploads a video, I want to watch it, and I want my phone to let me know when there's a new video. But other people, I don't want to. I'm not necessarily like that eager to watch their videos.
Yeah, I guess you could just not subscribe to those people.
No, I still like their videos, but I just don't. There's no eagerness. Like I'm gonna see it anyway.
Yeah.
Like in my home feed recommended, but I just don't want to be notified.
Right. So you're a proponent of algorithms and you hate chronological.
I mean, you're the only one. You're the only one hanging on, dude.
No, I'm not. There's a chronological movement happening.
Right. You must be deep in it because I
there are plenty of Reddit forums now.
I don't see how that would work. There's too much stuff now.
I agree. I don't hate like algorithms. but I think there should be like a hybrid in between the two.
I agree. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not like full-fledged chronological.
Okay.
That's mostly a joke. I don't like have chronological t-shirts in my closet. No, but I don't know. Like the way algorithms are going, I think is a crazy direction, and I think everyone, I don't know. I'm curious to hear your opinion.
I mean, they're not going anywhere. So I mean,
they change daily though. I
yeah.
feel like.
There's no rhyme or reason. I mean, these companies just do whatever they want, and we're just like a slave to it. So we have to just be aware. It sucks, but it is what it is.
Yeah, yeah, I agree 100%. It's almost like you can't fight them. You might as well learn the algorithm.
There's no new platforms coming out. I feel like there's like room for a new app soon.
Yeah.
I mean,
Clubhouse, man.
All right.
You got to get on there. It's actually really fun, and I feel like you would enjoy it.
I haven't taken it up, but
it's still new. It's not like riddled with all the algorithms and advertisements yet. Mm-hmm. So it's very like it puts the social and social media still. So that's why I like it. Like I was talking to like Olufemi, Olufemi tutorials. Let's just casually talking with him the other day. A room with like 5 to 10 people, and I was like, this is kind of awesome.
Yeah, maybe I'll hop on there.
Absolutely, I think people would. I think you would enjoy it, especially.
Yeah.
But I guess the big problem that I have with algorithms more than anything, or not algorithms, I keep saying that, but I mean the social media companies, but it has to do with algorithms and the fact that like people are only making things for the algorithms. And I feel like so many creators today that I could think of just cater to the algorithms and aren't like, how can I make a better piece of art? They're like, well, how can I?
Yeah, no. I mean,
so that's the only problem I have at the end of the day, and that they have all the power behind it.
So I just think that Instagram and Twitter are kind of, I don't know. There's just no real way. I mean, I guess Twitter you can, but Instagram, there's like no real way to naturally grow your platform. Like do you use the Explore page at all?
No.
Like I don't ever use that, and I'm only finding new people from like tags and stuff, but I really like TikTok because there's an actual way, there's a built-in way to find new people. Like for however many TikToks you watch, you'll get a new one that has 2 likes, and everybody gets those, and there's like a built-in way to find new creators. That's my only problem with the algorithm and how these platforms are set up right now. There's no real way to grow, and that's why I think that TikTok is done such a good job of like finding new people and getting these like hidden gems out, because there's a way for that to happen. There's so many people on Instagram and Twitter that make amazing stuff, but there's just don't get the time of day because there's no like integrated way to grow. So
yeah, and now there's Instagram Reels, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts. And they're all just at war to like keep them on their platforms, like all separate from each other. Mm-hmm. And Instagram is throttling people with TikTok watermarks on their videos now. Yeah. Like,
wait, are they?
Yeah,
I didn't know
the other day. I was like shocked by this. I didn't even know that technology like existed. Like, I guess it makes sense, but
because they kind of show up in the same spot every time, they can search for that. Wow, that's crazy.
It's crazy.
Wow.
And I posted this mediocre video on Instagram Reels the other day, and like it got like an absurd amount of views and likes, and I was just like, this isn't even that good. It just like, even though I guess that's like a good thing, but it just irritated me because I have other things that are better but not made for that format.
Yeah.
And
I just feel that's how life works. Whenever you want something to do well, it doesn't. Whenever you don't want something to do good, it's just like, yeah, here you go.
Yeah, that's the truth. But I don't think it did well because, for any good reason, I think they're just pushing Instagram Reels so much that they're trying to keep people there. But
yeah, they are big time.
I don't know. It's all madness, in my opinion. Yeah. I have some problems with TikTok too, though. What? I have problems with everything.
What's your problems with TikTok? I'm just curious.
So I love TikTok. I think it's so funny. But I also think it's problematic from like a personal perspective when people are like so obsessed with it, where they're just a general like phone usage issue.
Oh, yeah.
You know, where people are spending so many hours on it, they like go to it for an instant gratification and that hit of dopamine, and I don't know. I think it's a little addictive.
Oh, big time.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's. I mean, and everybody has that now. We've been stuck inside for, I don't even know how long, almost a year now. Like, what else are you gonna do? Like, I don't know. I think that's just a problem with phones and social medias in general. I agree. I don't think it's specific to TikTok, but it's just, I mean, everyone's addicted to their phone. It's like normal. It's not. Yeah. It's weird to be not addicted to your phone. I feel like. Oh, you don't use your phone? Wow. Yeah. Whenever you find out someone screen time is like under an hour, you're like, what? Like,
yeah. Oh my gosh.
You know?
I can't. I'm scared to look at my screen time anymore.
Oh, yeah.
But if I don't answer my phone for an hour, people think I'm either dead or like in a ditch somewhere.
Yeah.
And I think that's also problematic. Like, first of all, I take a long time to answer texts, but answer phone calls like no matter what. Usually.
Yeah, me too.
Do not disturb.
I'm always on do not disturb.
Yeah. It's the only way to like stay productive these days, I feel like.
But also I think it kind of makes me worse with checking my phone because I know my phone's not going to let me know when I get new things. Like, like I have it on like phone calls, you can call me, but I don't get too many phone calls. But for text, I just keep checking it. So sometimes it's, not productive.
Yeah, that's so true. Like social media is distracting. I gotta delete Snapchat as a whole.
Well, that's what they want you to do. They want you to keep scrolling. So
it's really just one big business at the end of the day. Yeah. And people like think that they do things for our gain, but it's really for their gain at the end of the day. And like that's another issue that I have. Like, I don't know.
Also, this is a really weird, I mean, I feel like you might know this, that Apple I don't know if they invented it, but like when the iPhone first came out, they kind of thought of the swipe down thing to like refresh and get a new thing because it's like a slot machine. Because you like scroll down and you're like, and then
really, that's so smart.
Yeah,
I would have never thought that.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Like, how much more could people use their phones?
It's literally impossible.
People are gonna like turn to their phones before they turn to people eventually, and that's a scary reality.
I'm just like scared about all the younger people that that have been stuck inside for a year that didn't get those like developmental skills to communicate with other humans. Now they're just like, I don't know. I feel bad.
I agree 100%. And not going to school, not going to sports.
Yeah.
Just stuck indoors, and all they have is their Instagram likes.
Yeah.
What did last time we talked, they had just implemented that hiding likes thing, I believe. What do you think about that kind of movement?
It's good. I like it. I think they're going to like revert back because I think people will be mad, and when people start leaving the app, they're going to be like, all right, we need to put it back because they're losing money. But I don't think it'll stay. I like it. I really like it, but I don't think it's going to, they're not going to do anything for your mental health. They're just like worried about making money. If money goes down, they'll put it back.
Yeah, I feel exactly the same about it because I don't look at likes, which I like.
Yeah.
I heard Facebook is already, like, there's rumors that they're already working on like a alternative to Clubhouse. So I don't know. These platforms are all just at war with each other, and it's absurd, in my opinion.
Yeah, Facebook's evil. They have my time because they have Instagram. So
exactly.
Yeah.
Anyways, man, thanks so much for coming on the show. I really appreciate it. It was good to see you again. Plug your social media for anyone that is looking for it. I'm sure many of the viewers are. You can
find me at Chris MP4. So when does it come out?
It's going to be out in the next week or two.
Okay. All right.
So stay tuned.
Okay. Sweet. Yeah. Just look online at Chris MP4, and that's where I'm at. Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks again for coming, and thank you for watching. Greatly appreciated. Take care.